was much more Cohn. While the market was trading, we were getting stories that the Manafort jury was asking if we can't reach a consensus, et cetera, et cetera. So we didn't know too much. But when they said that Cohn was moving to a plea bargain deal, the traders on the floor said, well, let's take a look at that. What does that have to mean? If they're going to let him plead and maybe move down, then they must think he's got something of value against the president. And that's why that built in that nervousness. And then secondarily, as you say, we had about $2 billion for sale on the bell. So the reaction so far today is amazingly benign. But I think that's because the Twitters from the president have been amazingly benign, given his past history.
Sort of joking it off a little bit. Art, there was a good research note this morning from Matt Maley of Miller Tabak. He said it's sort of a boy who cried wolf phenomenon for the markets, where this isn't the first time that political or geopolitical surprises have come about. Every time the market sells off, it goes right back up and reclaims new highs. And so there's sort of a numb effect to these kind of headlines right now.
Well, so far, I mean, we're building these headlines. The question is, will they affect the election? Will the president stop being as benign as he's been this morning? Will that begin to move things up? You've got people like Senator Blumenthal and others already beginning to call for impeachment. If any of that starts to get a move on, I don't think that he'll ever be fully impeached, but the simple indictment, the impeachment, could tie up the government for a year or two.
Would it be bad for the market, though? I mean, nobody's a better student of history than you are, so take me back to Nixon and then fast forward to the late 90s with Clinton. Market did pretty well because the economy was doing pretty well.
Yeah, but in the late 90s, you have to...
Not Nixon, no, under Clinton.
The late 90s you have to be very careful about because you had more than simply the impeachment going on. You had Y2K was coming up, and all eyes were on that. And that is what actually gave us a tech boom later, because everybody was told they have to replace all their equipment.
I remember.
And there was a massive buying boom that went on. You had the Russian ruble, the Thai baht. Pretty exciting 2 years there at the end of the century. But I think that the market would be a little concerned if they thought the progress that we're making on deregulation and things like that were to suddenly dry up because the government becomes paralyzed with introspection. So for now, it's watchful waiting. It is, as you said, so far I've seen this movie before and nobody dies, so why will I be upset? And if the movie begins to change, then the market will change.
There's a good chart going around from Watergate that I tweeted out from Investor Intelligence showing S&P fell 23% over that period of time. It was also during the oil embargo and the Arab-Israeli war.
Right.